So what's up, YouTube? This is my first video, or I could say first video where I'm talking. Just here, about to go get some gas, so I'm just riding around pretty much. So yeah, start with alright, so let me just start by introducing myself. My name's Danny. I live here in Southern California, riding a first generation R6. It's from 2000. Pretty bitchin' bike. It's my first sport bike. It's not my first bike. It's my first sport bike. This is my fifth bike. I've only been riding for like a year and a half now. Oh, look, a cop. That's pretty cool. And, I like the bike. It's my first R6, first sport bike. It's my fifth bike. Throughout that 1 year. Or you're already been riding. Nice officer right there. That's pretty cool. Okay. I mean, for my first sport bike, at first it was a little intimidating. Because I never had a sport bike and stuff like that. I don't really ride them. And I didn't really prefer them either. I don't know why. It was just the way they were. It was really uncomfortable. But now, since I'm riding one, I got used to it. And I really love the aggressive feel of it. So, yeah. And all I ever had was cruisers. All I ever had was cruisers, and my first bike being a 1981 Yamaha, that one was pretty cool. It got me through, got me by, and then it's special to me even to this day. I kind of miss it because of the fact that it brought me into the motorcycle world, and that's something I always wanted to do, and that was my first bike. And the funny story is, it's pretty much my first bike that I saw online, and I went for it. And the dumbest mistake that I did as a new rider, as a potential rider, is that I bought the bike off of emotion rather than practicality and rationality. Now, the reason I say that is because when I bought the bike, I didn't expect the guy to know much about the bike, because he looked like he didn't really want to do anything with it. So it ran fine at first, it sounded fine, there was no really problems I could notice, and plus I was a noob, so I really didn't fucking know. So the thing is, I didn't know better. It's a first bike. I didn't know much about motorcycles or anything mechanical or anything like that. But if I were to go back to that, if I was to go back to my past self when I first got that bike from today, I would totally tell myself, like, hey man, that's not a good bike to start with. It was an XJ 550. It was a 550cc bike, inline 4-cylinder motorcycle. First generation R6 when it was first made, and it sounds beautiful, And I had a bunch of cruisers. I've ridden a bunch of cruisers before already. So me having a sport bike all of a sudden, it was a weird transition. And I'll make another video about that too, because coming from usually people from you see videos of people on cruisers. People on sport bikes go to cruisers, and you find that extremely weird. But I did the opposite. I first started on cruisers, and now I'm on a sport bike, and I can tell you, it's a big difference. There's a lot to take note of. it's not something, you know, like the same. And when people say, oh, it's the same thing, they're right in a sense, but at the same time they're not right. And I can give you a couple reasons for that. First off, it's not the same. It's not the same because on a sport bike, you know, you're sitting at a more aggressive position. You know, a lot of the weight is on your wrists. You know, your back starts to hurt. Your neck starts to hurt. Your whole body starts to hurt. And it's just like, man, this is not cool. You know, you're fucking struggling to be comfortable on the fucking motorcycle, and you just can't because it's just so fucking uncomfortable. And when you're on a cruiser, you're more laid back. It's like, I would compare that as a couch. That is what I would compare that to, is a couch. You know, it just worked. It just worked for long distance riding. It just fucking worked. And this is where I got my motorcycle endorsement. Alright, back to what I was saying. Yeah, I mean, this bike right here is great. Sounds great, feels great. No, it's a little on the aggressive side because you're so leaned forward on the bike, and you know, like I was saying before, you know, a lot of the weight's on your wrist, and right now I do feel it on my wrist. And you know, the thing to compensate for that is to lean a little more forward, put your arms a little more down, tucked in, and squeeze your inner thighs onto the gas tank. It should get rid of the pain a little more. It should feel a little better. But overall, the bike feels great. You know, it's, you know, I learned on it. You know, would I recommend this bike as a first bike? No, I don't. It could be a contradiction. You know, I started on a 550, but that was a cruiser. You know, it only had like 89 horsepower. That's nothing. But to me, that bike was fast. You know, when I first had it, that bike was fast. And after I started getting used to it, you know, learning on it, making mistakes on it, and if I made those same mistakes on the four other bikes I've had, or if I made those mistakes right now with this one, no, I'll be in trouble. I'll be done. Because like a 600, like some of you might think a 600 is not bad. But yeah, you're right. Because I've been riding it, and I can tell you right now, I can get on a liter bike, and I have gone on a liter bike before, and I owned a liter bike before. And I can tell you right now, those bikes don't mess around. No, they're not. You mess up something, no, it will kill you. They do not like to be messed with or have any mistakes. They like precision. And those are the kind of bikes that are meant for more skilled riders. And like right now with this one, with the R6, it's a nice bike. You can learn on it. You can, but I don't recommend it. Because of the fact that you will make some mistakes, and it will be pretty stupid mistakes. I'm telling you right now. And this bike is a little more forgiving than an R1 or any other liter bike, but it's still an R6. It's meant for the track. It's a race bike. It's a performance bike. It does better at high speeds than it does on low speeds. Every time I go on low speeds with this thing, it's shifting. It just sucks. The gearbox is clunky, and you know, that gives a character, but it does get a little annoying because, especially with the first generation R6, they have a very clunky gearbox. It's a first generation sport bike, pretty much. You know, it's like the mother of R6s. That's how it is, and it's alright, you learn to do it, but when you get on the new bikes there, like the new R6s, man, those bikes are butter smooth. You don't even have to lift your foot up an inch for it to shift. You just whoop, little tap and bam, it'll go into second gear, third gear, fourth gear, all the way up to 6, no fucking problem. But with this one, man, you gotta really jam up your fucking foot up the air. Get this bike out, get this bike in gear. That's the fucking sucky part about that. And excuse my language, but it's the truth. I mean, I'm just trying to make a point here. And I'm just making this video today, you know, just to ride around, test out this new microphone. I don't know if you guys can hear me, and hopefully you can, so I don't make this video and for nothing, basically. Hope the sound quality works better, because damn, before that, all I was recording was with the camera, and I had a bunch of wind noise, and I just rode around with it, and that's not really good for the audience that's watching. So I'm making this video just to test out the camera, see if it makes any sound better. Hopefully it does, so I'm not just talking to myself. Now, let's see, in another video I will talk about the specs of the bike, but right now I'm just talking about my experience with the bike so far. I've had it for a month, and so far I'm really liking it. It's actually really badass. I love the bike. You know, I would say it's the best bike I've owned so far. And not that the other bikes really meant anything to me. It did, they did. And again, I'll make another video of that, of my bikes. I'll probably make a video of like just talking about my experiences with each and every bike I've owned, and what they taught me and what I learned, you know, and how they meant to me, basically, because I love motorcycling. I see motorcycles as a creature, and me being a Yamaha enthusiast, that's what they do. That's what the engineers go. They don't see a bike as just a machine. They see it as a creature, as a living thing. And they put so much effort into making that into every bike that they make, because they want riders to feel a sense of feeling with the bike, like it's alive, you know, it wants you to ride it. And it's true. And with this bike, this R6, this first generation R6, it's so beautiful. You know, and in my opinion, it's like the most beautiful R6 out there. And it's really flashy. That's the kind of thing about it. I got a lot of comments about the bike, a lot of compliments, and people just tell me, hey, this is like, whoa, what kind of bike is that? Yamaha, woo! And you see it, like, wow, it's like a weird R6. You know, they never seen an R6 like that anymore, because you just don't see them around that much anymore. You just see the normal R6 from today, 2015, 16s, 14s, 12s. And, you know, and I think it's like one of the best sounding ones, too. I mean, that's my opinion. But enough about my rant. You know, this is Alamoto coming to you, first time motovlogger. You know, I wouldn't consider myself a motovlogger. I'm just sharing my experiences with you all. No, I'm just another biker in the world, sharing you with my experiences. And I hope, you know, this is entertaining to you as it is to me, because in reality, we are all a family. Aha, see what I did there? You see what I did there?